We turn now to the search for baby Lisa Irwin. Now her parents have a top criminal defense attorney and a private investigator working for them. We're going to talk to them in just a moment. But first, NBC's Peter Alexander has the latest. Peter, good morning.
And good morning to you. Investigators tell NBC News they have now received hundreds of tips from across this country and even overseas, as far away as Barbados and England. But the biggest twist just came here yesterday when we heard for the first time from a new criminal defense attorney, Joe Tacopina, who you will speak to in just a moment, who insists that his clients, baby Lisa Irwin's parents, are innocent. However, there are new inconsistencies in their story that are drawing new scrutiny.
2 full weeks into the baffling disappearance of baby Lisa Irwin. The spotlight's on the shifting public statements by her mother, Deborah Bradley. Deborah first revealed to NBC News that she was drinking at home with a neighbor in the hours before she says Lisa vanished from her crib.
Were you drinking that night?
Yes.
How much?
Enough to be drunk.
So you were drunk?
Mm-hmm.
As seen on this surveillance tape, Deborah bought wine with her brother that evening. She now acknowledges taking anxiety medication and said in a separate interview she may have blacked out after drinking more than 5 glasses of wine that night. Deborah told People magazine she can't remember if she turned off the lights or checked on her daughter before going to bed around 10:30 p.m.
A lot of people are going to say, Deborah, you were drunk that night. Is there any chance you did anything that hurt your daughter that you're just not telling us?
No. And if I thought there was a chance, I'd say it. No.
Meanwhile, the hunt for clues Monday included 4 separate searches at the Irwin home, outside the home where Lisa's parents have been staying with relatives, at a neighbor's home where detectives were seen removing bags of items, and at this neighborhood park where crews even drained a creek.
I'm optimistic and confident that at the end of the day, the truth will come out.
On Monday, baby Lisa's parents introduced their new lawyer, high-profile criminal defense attorney Joe Tacopina, whose past clients include Joran Vandersloot. Tacopina says his heartbroken clients have nothing to hide.
She's a mother who is in a high state of trauma, who trembles every day and cries. And if her recollection sometimes isn't what it should be regarding certain times of events, I don't think we could really be too harsh on that inconsistency, if it is in fact an inconsistency.
I can't change what people think. Everybody is going to have an opinion. It is so easy to judge. It is so easy to point the finger. It is so easy to make assumptions when you don't know me as a person. You don't know me as a mother.
Authorities say they still have no suspects in this case, including the Irwins, whose attorney said their interview with us Sunday would be the last time they speak to the media for now. We also spoke to police late yesterday who released this statement, and they say to us the following. Clearly, the parents' level of cooperation has not been what it needs to be to find this child. Should they change their mind, our door is always open. Ann?
Peter Alexander, thank you. Joe Tacopina is a top criminal defense attorney just hired by baby Lisa's parents, and Bill Stanton is a private investigator also working with the family. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
First of all, answer this question. Why has this family not cooperated fully, given that police say that that is what they need to find baby Lisa?
And it's unbelievable to hear that. They've cooperated as recently as yesterday. They consented to a search of their car. They consented to these sniff dogs coming to the property.
For a time, they didn't speak to investigators, and they have not said that they did not want their 2 young boys, the stepbrothers of baby Lisa, to be re-interviewed.
Well, here's the deal, Ann. They've both been interviewed repeatedly for a total of 13 hours each. 13 hours each. They want to cooperate, but they want to make sure the investigation is being done in good faith. When you're cooperating and you're being interviewed, and a detective within an hour or 2 of the baby's disappearance starts accusing you of murder, it really doesn't do much for the cooperative spirit. And these parents want more than anything to find out what happened. And I had a conversation with the police sergeant yesterday where I said, tell us what you need from us, we'll give it to you. And there's this really standoff mentality. And they need to understand these people are victims. They're grieving parents who are missing their 11-month-old baby.
It doesn't help, however, that argument to discover then that the information about when the baby was last seen has now changed. It was once 10:30 at night. It is now 6:40, according to Deborah. Why did she change her story?
You know, people are making a little bit more of that than it is. She's not changing her story as to when she saw the baby last. She describes putting the baby to bed at a certain time during the night. Obviously, she wasn't clocking that when she was putting the baby to bed. She wasn't marking the time down. And when she was re-interviewed, she had her recollection refreshed on a few things and moved the time. But understand this. This woman is someone who is missing and under grief and trauma every day, who's missing her 11-month-old baby. And she's been not only interviewed and given everything she could give to the authorities, but she's been accused by innuendo and rumor, directly and indirectly, of having a hand in the disappearance of her child.
Bill, let me ask you, what are you doing to pursue this idea that somebody else is at fault here for the disappearance of baby Lisa?
Well, first you have to eliminate the people in the home, the neighbors, the friends, etc. And I'm not going to duplicate the work of the KCPD or the FBI. The investigation me and my team is doing a systemic investigation, or analytic, if you will.
Are you just analyzing the data that police collect, or are you actually trying to find information on your own?
Both. Re-examining what was there, talking to the family, and going from there on. I do believe this baby is alive and in the hands of someone else. And the fact that they haven't found this child just reinforces my belief that the baby is alive.
But why do you believe that is the question? Why do you believe that? What evidence is there that someone else has this baby?
All right, let me ask you a question. Who steals a puppy to do away with the puppy? You steal that puppy because you want it. And I think it's either trafficking or maybe an emotionally disturbed person that took this child. I do believe this child is alive, and that's the focus.
The home was a miss that night. When the husband came home, the home was absolutely a miss. There were things that were wrong regarding the window. The screen was bent in. Certain lights were on that were never on before. So when he woke Deborah up, when Jeremy woke Deborah up, there was something wrong. And that's the first thing they did. And instantaneously, they called 911. Instantaneously.
There is now a $100,000 reward for information. You have a T-shirt that you've had made up here. The family, I guess, has had made up.
And again, the focus needs to be on finding this baby. And Lisa needs to be found. And there's call-in numbers. There's a Facebook page that the family set up. There's a call-in number here for tips. I mean, all they want more than anything, they'll deal with this stuff regarding any allegations or accusations, but all they want more than anything is for their baby Lisa to come home.
Meantime, do you expect, as Deborah expects, that she will be arrested at some point, yes or no?
Absolutely not.
All right. Joe Tacopina, Bill Stanton, thank you both.
Thank you.